Hey folks, how you doing today? It's me, Rob. How are you Hounds fans doing? I can't wait for tomorrow because guess what? Assumption Hounds will be taking on Findlay for the second round of the Division II playoffs. I'm going to be wearing this getup, so if you recognize me, I'm going to be walking around the tailgate party for Assumption in the parking lot. So if I don't see you first, yell out to me, be like, hey Rob, I'm over here, and I will gladly come over and eat all your food and drink all your booze at your tailgate party. I am more than willing to do that for you. So anyway, with that said, take care and pay attention to the next part. I'm going to talk a little bit about Assumption versus Findlay and what I think the outcomes are going to be. So take care, Hounds, and let me know how many of you are going to be there tomorrow, Saturday, at 1 o'clock. Take care.
Hey Hounds fans, let's take a look at Finley versus Shepherd. This was last week's game. Finley won 29-17. This was a big upset because a lot of people didn't think that Finley was going to get into the playoffs. They had two losses, and not only did they get in, but they beat Shepherd, and Shepherd was 10-1. So unbelievable game. They actually Shepherd, as a matter of fact, was 10-0, I believe. Maybe they had one loss during the regular season, but anyway, nobody thought that Finley was going to beat Shepherd, but they did. So anyway, taking a look at this, Finley, they had an unbelievable rushing attack. They had two running backs that just shredded Shepherd. And I'll tell you what, if you look at some of the stats, rushing yards 277 to 56. Overall offense was unbelievable by Finley. They had 571 yards versus 304. So they've got a powerhouse offense, and again, mainly built around rushing, and hopefully Assumption can hold them because they're going to be a powerhouse. They're going to be tough to beat, but I'll tell you what, let's take a look at Assumption and some of their stats from last week's game. Hey folks, so we just looked at Finley, who beat Shepherd last week, and last week, let's take a look at how Assumption fared against Cal. And I'll tell you what, 26 first downs versus 13. Third down efficiency, 71% versus 42%. And Cal, 422 total offense yards versus 270. You can tell that it was a defensive game brought on by Assumption. They had 6 interceptions and turnovers, which led the game and turned it over against Cal because Cal was dominating 17-3 in the first half. But I'll tell you what, Assumption came back and the offense did their thing and ended up winning 40-31. But as you can see, net yards rushing 122 over 134, and net yards passing 300 versus 136. So Assumption is really gonna have to buck up and play tough against Finley. Finley shredded Shepherd, and last year, if you recall, Shepherd beat Assumption in the first round of the playoffs. So Finley, even though it's their first time going into the playoffs, they have a great running game. I think our defense is up to the task of stopping the running game, and offense is just going to have to really play tough, and they're going to have to use their throwing game and also their running game to beat Finley, as well as special teams. So I think they're up to it, but again, it's still going to be a tough matchup. I think the game is going to come down to 3 or maybe 6 points. it could be that Cole Tracy is going to have to kick that winning field goal. But anyway, I don't care. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be good weather. And I think things with Assumption being at home are going to go their way. I hate to make predictions, but again, it's going to be a fun game. And go Hounds. That's all I have to say.